right, well, good evening. We've got good news we want to share with everyone. Homicide detectives were able to locate a 2-year-old Tiana McNeil this evening. She was in the custody of an acquaintance of the victim. She'd been in the custody of this friend for the past couple of weeks. The acquaintance had no knowledge that the victim had been murdered. As you're aware, we had not released her name until this evening. So it was just this evening that she found out herself. She'd been acquainted with the victim for a number of years. She'd been a part of her life, and she's a good person. We appreciate all the tips that came in. We were able to contact the maternal grandmother of Tiana. She came down and identified Tiana as her granddaughter, and they were reunited tonight. So it was a very good evening, very good outcome. I think it was important that we're able to get the support of the media, to get the word out to the public. And we greatly appreciate the support of the public. We had a number of calls and tips that came in, not only about the missing child, but about the case as well. And it's this type of cooperation that really helps us to move cases forward, the kind of partnership with the community that has information, provides that information to our detectives. It's only when we're able to cooperate like this that we're really able to move these cases forward. It's not true in just homicide cases only. That's true in any investigation that will work. It's important that citizens who might have information on burglaries or robberies or even stolen autos share that information with us, because that's the best way that we can move forward these cases and make the neighborhood safer. But again, I want to thank everybody for the help that they gave us today.
How quickly did this happen? I mean, most of us probably got the information out there at 5 o'clock, quarter till 5.
Yes, calls started coming in not too long after that, and they continued to come in. We're able to locate the child within it was about 90 minutes. We're able to locate the child.
After 5?
Yes, so I guess it was about 6:30, but it took us a little bit of time to get some family members down here to verify that we had the correct child. Again, remember the photo was more than a year old, and I'm not comfortable with making an identification based on that. So we're able to bring a family member down and make that identification.
Can you talk about the friend who had the child? Can you talk about that? Who that friend is, and then the reaction, not only to finding out that you were looking for this child, but that what had happened to Tatiana?
She was visibly shaken. She'd been in Tatiana's life for a number of years. They're very close. She had cared for her daughter, Tiana, in the past. She had no knowledge, of course, that anything had come of her. So she was really very, very shaken.
So you were the one who told her that her friend had been murdered and we're looking for this child.
Actually, it was
the police like this tonight.
The police, yes, the homicide detective and the supervisor.
Okay, so she hadn't known before.
No, she had not.
Okay.
So did Tatiana drop off Tiana to this?
Yes, they had arrangements in the past where she might watch her child for her for a period of time, and that's what happened in this particular case.
Did it not seem unusual to her? I mean, if she had the child for 2 weeks, that means there was a week period where the mother was gone. Was that not unusual?
That's correct. It had been, in the past, there were occasions where Tatiana would drop her child off with a woman, and she would watch the child for a couple weeks at a time. She might occasionally hear from her, or she might not. But she had no concern today about anything happening or having happened to her. So it was just something she got used to.
So was there I guess we're just trying to say, was there an agreed time period, watch my child for exactly 2 weeks, or watch my child until I come back and it's open-ended?
That's it. It's just, can you watch my child and then I'll be back. And then it had gone, from what I understand, as long as 3 weeks sometimes. Sometimes it might only be 1 week. So.
Where did this acquaintance live? Like what area? Can you tell us?
The acquaintance does live in the city of St. Louis.
Like
we're,
neighborhood or?
No, we're not going to go there.
Did you get any other tips on the case tonight? You said you got a lot of phone calls. Is there anything that's been useful tonight?
You know what? Fortunately, people were providing information that will also help us in the investigation of the murder of Tatiana, which is still open. So we're hoping that all that information as we go through it will be able to lead us to the person who's responsible. We did get a lot of calls.
Did the acquaintance give you any clues as to what the mom had told her about what she was going to be doing or who she was going to be with? Or
right, she was interviewed. She did provide some information about what the mother might be doing. But again, all that's part of the investigation, so and it's open right now, so we're going to pull out that information.
Has that helped narrow the time period? I know you're trying to figure out, who was the last to see Tatiana. Sure. Has that narrowed that down a little bit?
It has narrowed down the time frame and has been able to provide us with some good leads, and the detectives are following up on that now.
Any sense or anything you can tell us? I know her body had probably been there about a week, but any sense of when she might have been killed?
No, not that we can share, I'm sorry.
Do we know if Tatiana had a car or how she got around?
You know, that I don't know.
You're still seeking help on the homicide, obviously.
Yes, and not only this homicide, but any of the other ones. If anybody has any information whatsoever on any of the murders, we encourage them to contact Crime Stoppers. All information is anonymous, and we'll follow up on any tip that's provided.
And just to clarify, did the acquaintance see something on the news or in the media, or did somebody contact her? Or were detectives following other leads and it was a coincidence?
We were able to make contact with her because we were able to find out where she was at. So she did not see it. And actually, in this particular case, I'm glad she didn't. We're able to speak with her directly as opposed to her seeing it. I think it would have been more traumatic for her.
So you guys were following other leads and happened to find her.
Right.
It wasn't
They come
necessarily that somebody saw something on TV and then called her.
Well, there were individuals who did see that, and they provided that information. We're not going to be able to go into that specifically, but we were able to get a hold of her before she did see it on TV. But I'm sure she would have seen it this evening, and having that opportunity to meet her, talk to her a little bit, she's the kind of person who would have immediately called us and let us know that she had a child.
And it doesn't matter to me. I just don't want to mischaracterize it as somebody saw something and immediately called it. Because sometimes you guys are following different leads and it just works out.
Right.
That
Yeah,
it's,
there are a variety of things that came into play here, to include phone calls that came in from people who did see the story.
did those phone calls lead you to the acquaintance?
They helped.
Okay.
Right. So I don't want to go into it because we don't want to.
But you didn't have somebody who said like, hey, this baby is with the acquaintance. It might be like, oh, this baby has stayed with this woman for a period of time. I mean,